Today's Readalotamus read aloud is Ram and Sita and the Story of Diwali, written by Malachy Doyle, illustrated by Christopher Corr. Let's read together. Prince Ram was a great warrior, and he had a beautiful wife named Sita. Ram and Sita are the main characters in the story The Ramayana. Ram's stepmother did not want him to become king, for she hoped her own son would be king instead. Her name was Kaikeyi, and her son's name was Lakshman. To get rid of Ram, she tricked the young prince's father into sending him away to the forest. So Ram and Sita went to live there in a tiny cottage. Lakshman went with them. Life was peaceful until the day that Sita was spotted by the demon king Ravan. Ravan had 20 arms and 10 heads. He had eyes as red as the brightest fire and teeth as sharp as daggers. "A beautiful princess," he hissed. "I shall make her my wife." The next day, as Ram and Sita were out fetching water, they saw a deer. It was a golden deer. "Could you catch it for me?" Sita asked her husband. "I would like to keep it as a pet." So Ram and Lakshman went to hunt the deer. But the deer was a trick set by the wicked demon. For as soon as Ram had gone deeper into the forest chasing it, Ravan swooped down on Sita. He swept her up and away over the treetops. Sita was terrified, but she knew that she must leave a trail for her husband to follow. Very smart Sita was. So she pulled off her golden anklet and threw it to the ground below her. There she is, being taken away by the evil demon. Look, she's so smart, she's leaving a trail. Then she tossed down her earrings one after the other. And lastly, she removed her shiny scarf. Below her in a tree, a little white monkey looked up and saw her jewels falling. "The stars are falling from the sky," he thought. There he is, so excited, he's catching the jewelry. You can see Sita is being carried away. What's going to happen? Oh no. At last, Ram caught up with the magical deer. But as soon as he touched it, the animal changed into a demon and took off into the air. Oh no. "It was all a trick!" cried the prince. He rushed back to the cottage, but his beautiful wife was nowhere to be seen. "The demons have taken Sita," he moaned. "It is the last thing I do in this life. I shall find her." There he is. You can see there's a picture of Sita. He's so upset. And he's vowing to find her no matter what. He started to look for her. Deeper and deeper he went into the very heart of the forest, until at last he saw something sparkle in the leaves. "Sita's golden anklet!" he cried. "An earring!" he gasped. A moment later, and another. A little further on, he caught sight of something bright fluttering in the trees. "Sita's scarf!" he exclaimed. "The one I got her on the day we were married." You can see the shiny earrings in the trees, and there's her beautiful purple scarf. Suddenly, there before him was a little white monkey. He was Hanuman, the monkey king. He led Ram to a great cave under a hill. Hanuman had sent word to all the monkeys in the world that they must gather there. Sugriv is the monkey king in most cultures, and Hanuman works with him. Hanuman later becomes Ram's best friend. "The demon Ravan has stolen Sita," cried Hanuman. "Ram and his wife are friends to the animals. We must find her." So the monkeys went off in every direction. They searched the forest, the mountain, and the plain. You can see them all over. Look near the waterfall, up on the hills. All of these monkeys are working so hard to find the beautiful Sita. Do you think they'll find her? At last, Hanuman's group came to the edge of the land. There, far out to sea, stood an island, and as soon as the Monkey King saw it, he knew that Sita was there. The island was surrounded by massive rocks and stormy seas, and the other monkeys could see no way to get ashore. But Hanuman was the son of the wind god, Vayu. He climbed to the top of the hill, sucked in the wind all around him, then leapt out over the crashing waves. The Monkey King landed on the island and soon found Sita near the palace of the evil demon. "No," he heard her cry, "I will not marry you, Ravan. It is Ram alone that I love." When Sita saw Hanuman, she knew straight away why he had come. "Catch!" she cried, tossing him a pearl from her hair. "Take this to my husband, to show him that I am still alive." Smart girl, isn't she? Otherwise, how would Ram know if Hanuman had really found her? Ram was overjoyed at the news. Hanuman called all the monkeys to gather at the shore, but the waves were growing even bigger, and they could see no way to get across. "Build a bridge," ordered the Monkey King. So they gathered rocks and grass, sand and soil. They mixed them all together and built a giant bridge all the way from shore to the island. Then they marched across, and the terrible battle with the demons began. "I have come to rescue my wife," shouted Ram. When at last he made it through to the palace, "You will have to kill me first," cried the Demon King. With a mighty swing of his sword, Ram sliced off one of his heads, but to his horror, another one grew in its place. Again and again Ram chopped, and again Ravan's heads reappeared. Oh no, this is a troublesome problem. How do you kill someone whose head keeps growing back? His sword could do nothing, so Ram raised his bow. The gods of fire and wind guided the arrow, and in a burst of flame it pierced Ravan's chest, killing him stone dead. Ram went to find Sita, locked away in the depths of the palace. They hugged each other warmly, then came out and called a halt to the battle. There they are, finally back together again. After thanking Hanuman and the monkeys, Ram and Sita returned to their country to rule as king and queen. The gods threw flowers from the sky. The people lined the streets with flags, and in every house an oil lamp was put in the window to welcome them home. They ruled happily and well for many years, until it was time for them to leave this life on earth and return to heaven. Actually, they ruled with quite a bit of drama, and crazy things happened to them, and they're worth reading about. I encourage you to check out other books about the Ramayana and see what happens to our lovely pair. And that is the story of Ram and Sita. It shows us how goodness and truth can win over evil, as one little oil lamp can brighten the darkest of nights. And every year at the festival of Diwali, Hindu people light small oil lamps or diyas inside their homes to remember. Happy Diwali!